Hello everyone, it's Fine and Steady, and today we have some crazy news. The pension funds, the most conservative investors out there are jumping on to the Bitcoin hype train. Guys, okay, we have to get into this. Let me show you this article. Guys, if you Google New Zealand pension fund Bitcoin, you will find a New Zealand pension fund that has started to invest in Bitcoin. They have put in total now 5% of the retirement plan's assets into Bitcoin. And they say, look, if you're investing in gold, you might as well also invest in Bitcoin because they're pretty much equivalent according to the two. These guys have US dollars 244 million. That's $250 million in assets. And that was at the end of December, before they actually had most of the crypto pump helping this. So this must be over 260, 280, maybe even by now. So guys, this announcement is an indicator that the institutional investors see that Bitcoin has gone through a de-risking phase, which means that the risk of investing in Bitcoin is not as high as it used to be before. And this is actually verified in the charts because in the beginning, you had retracements of 70%, then it was 50%, then it was 40%. Last bull cycle, it was 30%. In this bull cycle, it's looking more like 20% retracements. So that means that the asset is becoming less and less volatile, which makes it less and less risky, which is also one of the reasons why corporate institutions start to convert some of their treasury, so like the cash that they have on hand, let's say, into Bitcoin as well. And we've talked about this extensively, and we can thank Michael Saylor for this. But guys, let me show you just how big news this is. Before I show you the numbers of just how crazy this is, well, according to Grayscale, which I believe is the Canadian Bitcoin ETF, they're the biggest one at the moment, but if you watch the previous video, you'd know that Fidelity and Goldman Sachs are coming after this, and they as well want to start with their Bitcoin ETFs in the US. Well, Grayscale says that this pension fund from New Zealand isn't the only one. They say here, we've started to see participation not just from the hedge fund segment, but now it's recently from other institutions, pensions, and endowments, and the size of allocations they are making are growing rapidly as well. Guys, Grayscale currently has 3% of all of the Bitcoin in circulation. They do know what's happening behind the scenes with Bitcoin, who's buying, who's selling. Guys, and I found lower in this article something absolutely crazy. Fidelity Investments, which is one of the biggest money managers in the world, they put out a survey and they found that 36% of financial institutions in the US and Europe said they own some cryptocurrencies or cryptocurrency derivatives. And of these, over 1/4 of the respondents reported that they're holding Bitcoin, and 11% said that they own Ethereum. Guys, 36% of all financial institutions now have exposure to cryptocurrency. Let that sink in for a minute. This survey was from last year, from 2020, probably near the end of 2020. But guys, if at the end of 2020, 36% of all financial institutions had exposure to cryptocurrencies, well, you can imagine where that number is now. It must be something, I don't know, 36% seems extremely high to me. And I'm actually very surprised by this, that it was that far along. I thought maybe like 10% maximum, but no, it's 1/3 of all financial institutions now have cryptocurrency exposure. And guys, that's not the craziest part. Let me show you how much money is in these pension funds. The United States has 19.1 trillion US dollars in retirement and pension assets. But that's not all. Let's go to the global. If we look worldwide, there's 51 trillion US dollars in pension funds. Guys, Bitcoin is currently hovering around a $1 trillion valuation. And guess what? Well, you might think, all right, if you pump in another trillion into Bitcoin, well, then the price is going to double. No, that's not how the math works, actually. It works out to something like if you put in 100 billion more into Bitcoin, the price is doubling. So if these guys put 1% of their money into Bitcoin? Well, let's round this down to 50. That's going to be about 500 billion. Well, most likely we would see the price of Bitcoin double or triple or even quadruple during that time from just 1% of the money of the pension funds coming in. A quadrupling would take us to $240,000, and that's only the money from the pension funds. Apparently, 36% of all financial institutions are already exposed to Bitcoin. You really think that they're not adding to their positions as well? Guys, I hope you enjoyed this weekend update. If you thought this information was valuable, then please go ahead, smash up that like button so YouTube gets this out to more people, and make sure you hit that subscribe if you want this information in the moment that it's relevant, in the moment that I'm putting it out. I put out many videos every single week, so please, if I've earned it and we got smart together, remember, it's not financial advice, but I do hope that you find this entertaining and you do learn something from it. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Bye!